You're on the punchline. What? Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez? Howdy, y'all. How's it all going down? We got a lot of people on early tuning in. What's up, Scott? What's up, James Dominguez? What's up, Simon? What's up, Brian Wan? Amy Green?
Amy Green.
I want to show off my shirt today, my sweater. My homie got me a gift.
Yep.
And not many have it. And it's a beauty. If any of y'all weightlifters or gym goers may be a little bit jealous, maybe a lot of you may have one, but from what I hear,
nobody has.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see anybody with one, but I see me with it. Don't hate, appreciate. All right. Thank you. I want to thank him. It's a really awesome gift, man. That truly is.
Anytime. And you got 6 months free. You got 6 month membership. There you go. So when you go every month, you can do a session.
Hell yeah.
But a lot of news in boxing this weekend. A lot of news, right?
Yeah.
So where do we start?
Let's start with the fight.
Which one you want to start with?
Well, we have the Herd to talk about too, because I heard a lot of shit on that one.
We'll start with Herd. You want to start with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Herd, I hear a lot of people, man. I don't know, man. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's this, that. He got hit a lot by a guy who's not that good.
Yeah.
I don't know. We really didn't talk about that. My take on it is, dude, that shit happens in a fight, and you're going to have some fights like that.
That's the way Herd fights.
Yeah, and I mean, he came off a hell of a win against Lara, a really good fighter, and to say that you don't know that his stock went down a little bit because of that performance,
yeah,
I don't get it. I don't think that's the point. I think Herd still is probably the best junior middleweight. I already heard everybody throw Charlo. Like, Charlo will destroy him. He fights like that.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
Charlo hasn't shown me anything except that he can run from drug test.
What's up, Tommy?
That's all Charlo showed me is that they can run from a drug test.
Yeah, but see, I heard things on that too, though, about that they didn't skip the. They were away some way when the drug test came up.
They got fine. Yeah, but they knew where they were supposed to be. You know where you're supposed to be. But I don't know. Let's get into what before we get into the fights. They're talking about Crawford and Amir Khan March 23rd. And I literally was in a Facebook debate for at least 4 hours of my day yesterday. People shitting on Amir Khan, saying that Crawford's going to walk right through him.
No,
I don't see that. Am I saying that Crawford's going to lose? No, not at all. But am I saying that this is an easy victory? No, absolutely not.
But see, that's where it goes on to boxing, being a boxing person and having boxing knowledge. On your pound-for-pound list, you have Crawford number one.
Yes.
Usually, to the average fan and person out there, they have a guy on their pound-for-pound list number one. Nobody can beat him. But see, that's where it's different here, and I agree with you on that. Because it goes deeper. You get the matchups. You get a matchup like Amir Khan, who nobody's beaten in all of his fights. I mean, like talking about beat him up. Nobody's done that. All the greats, he got caught. Most of the fights that he lost,
he got knocked out.
He got knocked out, which he was winning the fight, and some of it easily.
He's won every fight until he got caught. He whooped Canelo's ass, who by far is one of the pound-for-pound best boxers in the world, right?
Exactly. What's up, Derek? Appreciate that, bro.
But people forget about that.
And Amir Khan can fucking fight. He probably got the fastest hands in boxing.
That's what I say. Him and Gary Russell.
Listen, in that fight, too early to pick yet. I probably would favor Crawford, because Crawford is an amazing fighter. The kid could fight. Again, when I was talking about Spence beforehand, or a couple of the past weeks, I really have Crawford moving up ahead of Spence, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I do. I think Crawford showed me, especially against those big fighters, that he went in there and handled. But when you get to Amir Khan, man, it's hard for me to say that anybody's going to go in there and beat up Khan.
Exactly. Hey, Amanda, how are you doing? Hey, Simon. Simon says, styles make fights. I'm sure the fight to level of opposition. Esteban says, what's up, familia? What's up, Esteban? And Derek Cachino Henderson says, what's up, Kelly? How you been in Youngstown for life?
Yep. If anybody don't know, that's Youngstown.
Yes. I'm in my glasses because I didn't have my contacts in, so we'll go back to glasses today. But does Crawford have one punch power to catch Khan like others have? I don't know. He'd have to accumulate and follow up, and that's the problem. He's gonna have to accumulate with a guy who a guy like Amir Khan is naturally fucking bigger. He's a bigger guy, and people are saying that he's not a welterweight. Amir Khan is a junior middleweight. That's what 5'10", 5'11",
Yes. Yeah, he is.
and big.
That's the hard part. I mean, can Crawford hurt him? Absolutely. Crawford hits hard enough to do that. Crawford showed it, and the only thing on that where I don't know either is Crawford showed it against big guys who are as big as Khan, like what's it, Horn?
Horn, yes.
Horn's as big as
he's probably as big or bigger, but
than
he's
Khan.
also not as skilled as Khan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's night and day between the two.
Yeah, that's true too.
Amir Khan would skull fuck Horn.
I think so.
You know, and I'm not shitting on Crawford, because I think Crawford's the best fighter in the division, and I'm not saying that Khan beats him. I'm just saying it's not what people think he is. They're saying, oh, Khan is washed up, he's damaged goods.
Yep.
I don't know. I agree, Khan's a great boxer, winning every fight before he gets knocked out, but eventually comes, and it will be no different with Crawford. But it's a fun fight.
Yeah, that's what pretty much what we're saying. I mean, it's really hard for me to see anybody outbox Khan.
You're not gonna outbox Khan. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, I don't see it. That's what a fight, man. Talk about matchups though. I hope that fight gets.
Yeah,
made.
they said March 23rd. Virgil Ortiz says, "Nice shirt, James." Yeah, it's my Slayer Christmas shirt. I wanted to bring.
What about my sweater, Virgil?
Jacilia says, "You and G's Town." Yeah, I'm not up on that. And Derek says, "My pops used to tell me about you all the time." That shows you how old he is. If his pop was telling you, and you've only been retired 6 years.
Yeah.
What did you make of Horn's last fight? He did what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
He did. I watched. He did what he's supposed to do. Yeah, Horn looked good. I think Mundine was old. Anthony Mundine was old and wanted to weigh out. I mean, I don't think he put in the best effort possible.
Horn's tough. Horn goes on the other thing talking about like Hurd. Horn is very big for his weight.
Yes.
And it works to his benefit.
Yes.
And makes anybody he fights, he's going to give a hard time. He gave Crawford a little bit of a go early on, but then you just see the skill set and the knowledge that Crawford had to turn that fight around to make it an easy fight and stop her. But
it's true. I agree. I'm sorry about that. I'm just putting it.
Damon's watching. What's up, Damon? April Coon's watching.
April Coons is watching.
Coonhood.
Colin Aspie, what did you? Yeah, Colin to me looked very shop-worn against Samuel Vargas last fight. He's got a ton of miles on him at this point.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I think styles make fights. You know, he completely dominated Vargas. Vargas dropped Khan, and it's gonna happen. The guy could crack. I mean, he's gonna drop you, and that's what punchers do. But at what point he dominated the fight? He got caught.
Khan stated that Brook was dragging his feet in their negotiations.
Yes.
Brook may have seen the fight as a bad matchup for him. Probably.
Well, you know, the problem is, too, and I've said this before, I said there is no money for Khan and Brook like there is for Crawford and Khan. People are talking about Khan being shop-worn. Let's talk about shop-worn with fucking Kell Brook. Now, that dude's shop-worn. He's
got no eyes.
Dude, his face is like his face was like what happened to Arnold Schwarzenegger's face in Terminator. in the steel plant. Remember?
Got no more eyeballs left.
He just. Who is that skinny white guy with glasses? David wants to know. It's Kelly.
That's James Dominguez.
It's me. It's me.
What's up, Ty? How you doing? All right. I know we're getting close to the man. There's gonna be a lot of shit when we get into the Wilder.
Let's get right into it.
Fuck it.
Yep. Let's do it.
Well, all right. You guys all ready for this? I know you guys' thumbs are gonna be twiddling pretty fast.
What did you think about the fight? First of all, I watched the rerun. I didn't watch it live.
I watched it twice.
Yeah, I watched it twice. The rerun after I recorded it.
I really could watch it the second time. Really could have only gave Wilder 2 rounds.
I think I gave him 2 to 3. I think maybe gave him 3, and then the knockdowns.
I'm still going to have it 115, 111.
I had it 114, 112, which is right on line of what we normally are. We're usually a round off.
But he lost the fight. Now, here's the thing on that. The dude everybody's talking about the knockdown being too long. First of all, let me explain. That referee started to count quicker than any referee usually does. Usually in the fight, a referee waits for the fighter to go to the neutral corner. Go back, watch the fight. That referee didn't even wait for Wilder to get back to the neutral corner, and he started the count. All right? First of all. Second of all, I got my stopwatch ready.
Yeah.
As soon as, exactly, maybe even a little bit before he hit the canvas, and he still beat the 10 count. But what pisses me off is that thousands of fights a year and a lot of fucked up counts that are off, and nobody says anything. I don't say anything either. And even if that was like 10.1 or 10.2, people are going to start making an argument over tenths of a second. It's ridiculous. It was a great fight. Make it that way. Wilder lost, but you know what? He fought balls to the wall himself. He put up a great performance. He didn't try to get out of the fight. He fought his ass off, but he lost. And deal with it. It was a great fight for heavyweights. I wanted Wilder to win. I think we need an American heavyweight world champ out there right now for the division and for boxing. So I wanted to see Wilder win, but I also got to call a fight how it is.
I agree. Simon had the fight 114, 112 like I did. But no, I really thought Wilder lost the fight. I mean, he was given the draw, which was a gift. I think so. I don't. People say, well, I can see a draw. I don't see a draw in that fight. But also, we have a question too from Nate, Amanda's son, little Nate. He said, "Hey guys, this is Nate. Would you guys mind coming to one of my wrestling matches?"
We may be able to.
There you go. There's
I can't guarantee yes, but I will definitely try, buddy. I got a YouTube question from Ricky Powell. Did you see what happened to Adonis Stevenson?
Yes. We'll get to that too.
Yeah.
But and you know what the thing, and Damon's right. Theory's jab was a piston. It really was. He kept Wilder. That's the difference between a great boxer and a not so great boxer is he kind of controlled the fight, and Wilder pushed for that big shot. You know what I mean?
He did. But that's what I'm going to get into too. Wilder had a lot of opportunities in that fight to actually end it quicker and earlier. The jab into the body, using that, he threw the jab, but when he threw it and he threw it crisp and short and popped to the body, he could have came back up with the right hand, a straight right hand, short straight right hand. That could have made that fight a lot easier. But I think the issue is this too, though, with Wilder. Everybody said like he neglected the body, and he did. But I truly don't think Wilder knows how to throw a correct body punch.
I don't think he's ever had to because he's always taller than everybody he's fought.
Still, I
don't think that's something that's in his arsenal.
I used to say like, the sad thing is I still got him, I favor him over a Joshua, but I really I think his boxing skills pretty much comes down to a one in the big right hand. He just getting that sloppy. Yeah. He don't seem like a fighter, like a boxer, unless it's the coaching and whoever trained him.
Mark Breland. And Mark Breland was
how long has Mark had him?
He's had him for about 4 or 5 fights. 5 fights.
Yeah, I truly don't know if he knows how to throw a body punch. I'm talking about like a hook to the body or swing a right hand to the body.
What Wilder is, he's an athlete that learned to box. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's really what he is. And there's a comment Simon made, Paul Monaji pointing out that the refs would waive it. Many refs would have waived the fight off a no count. Jack Reese is really good. You know what I mean? But let's be honest. Paulie Malignaggi is the fucking man. He is the man. He works for Showtime, right? He works for Showtime, and he has to abide by Showtime rules. He absolutely did not care, and he stated his opinion about the BS that Showtime pulled in this fight. You know what I mean? And about the promoters and about the judges. That is something that you are not supposed to do as a Showtime commentator or as a commentator, period. And he bucks the system, and I think
there's reasons behind why he did that, though. I'll tell you after the show. Yeah. I'm not going to say it.
No, but I think that he does that often, and I like that.
He may be trying to get out the contract.
I don't think so. They paid him $2 million a year.
Well, Fox is offering all these guys big money, and I heard that they offered Paulie big money and couldn't get out. Now, I'm just saying, I heard that from somebody.
Yeah, it's possible.
Who ended up getting picked up by it.
It's possible. But there's easier ways to get out of that contract. Just quit.
Yeah, but so you know, but he's probably being a man about it and just stating his true opinion.
Also, I want to get in this, and I'll finish these questions off too, though. Even the 2 knockdowns, Fury was leaning over, getting careless, and he wasn't getting careless because that's just the way he fights, John. He's really reckless, you know, and but also I want to say too, Jack Reese is probably the best referee in the business right now. I really believe that he is so far ahead of his peers in looking out for fighter safety. And hey, Jack Reese, I've only met Jack Reese once or twice. He is not my buddy. I'm not standing up or not biased. But you guys can call, you know, the dude that runs around with the big fucking googly eyes is the best ref. And but Jack Reese does what he's supposed to fucking do, man. Every fight.
Dude, I mean, 99.9% of the people out there, boxing fans, had nothing but good things to say about Jack Reese. I haven't heard
anything. Oh, I've seen a lot of Jack Reese. I've seen Jack Reese is racist.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jack Reese is racist. But
that one was coming.
Oh, Jack Reese is racist. And let me ask you this, and I'm going to say it: if Wilder would have been dropped, would you have heard the same bullshit?
No, and you wouldn't have. And I got to be truthful as hell. I mean, again, that's going down to like all the fights that happen where the referees have long counts or really fast counts and just all screwed up because no referee is going to count the same. And nobody ever had a complaint before.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And now, like I said, and not only are they having a complaint in this fight, we were saying like 12, 13, 14 seconds. You're fucking crazy. I mean, I literally, as accurate as you're going to get, a stopwatch, okay, on an iPhone, as accurate as you're going to get. And I videoed it, and I actually started it even before. So it was still under 10 seconds. But even if it was 10.2, they're complaining over a tenth of a second. And it's sick. It's horrible. And I said, again, that's why it hurts boxing, because a lot of people who are like on the borderline of the MMA boxing, and then now they're going to listen to the gibberish, and that's when they say, oh, you know, screw that. Well, screw that. I'm going to go over to MMA.
Yes.
Because boxing is all wacky, you know?
David has a question for you.
Yes.
Kelly, question. You've been seriously hurt in a championship fight, not to extent of Fury. I don't think, do you relate with waking up? Line that, like, what do you think went through Fury's head when that, like, what do you think went through Fury's head?
No, he may not have been hurt as bad. He was probably laying there trying to get his bearings straight.
I've been dropped like that. It's not the same level, but the room spins. Everything's spinning, and you're waiting for it to slow down.
Yeah, and they tell you if you're not hurt, to stay down for the full 8 seconds, take the 8.
Get up.
Like if you're hurt, if you got hurt and obviously your legs go, they tell you to stay down and take that full 8 to try to recover as much as you can.
Something happened to our broadcast. It said it expired.
Mine ain't. Mine's still going. But
yeah, it said our broadcast. You're on a delay.
No.
You see it? On Facebook I'm on Facebook. It's saying our broadcast expired.
Yeah, but no, I mean it's but you know, I don't know how bad he was hurt. If he was down the entire time, or if he was just getting his 8 seconds or his 9 seconds.
Yeah. See, I can't get.
Yeah, John, it didn't bounce off.
Can you see what it says on mine?
Yeah, let me see.
Look, it's saying the broadcast expired. Didn't
mine's still working.
Did you get kicked off Facebook again or something?
No. I haven't posted anything bad.
Well, guys, we're having technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's just mine. Let me try to switch over and see what I can do. Okay. That is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
That is so weird.
Fury actually said he stayed down deliberately. Yeah, Greg, you know what? That's what I'm thinking too.
He needed, you know, that you get up early, you're in trouble.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know how hurt he was. And again, you know, go back, look at the camera. It wasn't like his eyes were rolling in the back of his head and he just woke up like like the GIFs that they have of the Undertaker.
Okay, I got it.
But
it's back.
Yeah, I think that he may have took that 8 seconds. What's up, Louis? My brother Louis watching.
Hi, Louis. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you do for this country. It means a lot.
And the point is, you go by what you hear when you are down. It's the referee's voice you listen to. Referee's voice you listen to. So if they were to wave off the fight at 10 exact seconds, then many flash knockdowns would end fights. Exactly. That's another one I want to get into too. Everybody talking about the extra timekeeper, the unofficial timekeeper,
I want to hit
or
that.
whatever that is.
I want to hit that, but okay.
Yeah, but I'm going to hit that too. Listen, when the timekeeper is there to help out the referee, and if the referee for whatever happens loses track or whatnot, he can look at the unofficial timekeeper. But still, the main overall say who has the lead count is the referee in the ring.
Yeah,
and that's why before fights in a locker room or in a dressing room, you tell the fighter, they'll tell us, and word for word, they'll even cuss. They'll say, listen, don't fuck around. When you drop your opponent, get to the neutral corner because I will stop the count. And that means that the unofficial score or timekeeper will have to stop their clock and their count also.
Yes.
So it don't really matter on that, whatever the timekeeper says.
I liked all these big time fans. What was his name? Jason Wooten.
Yeah.
If anybody know Jason Wooten, come up and say he was a pro boxer. He knew about as much as much or more boxing than you, right? And then I told him, hey, post your box rec. And you know what he answered with? He wants to fight me in the street. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, all right. But these dudes will do that until you call them out for full of shit because they don't have a boxing record. I said, bro, if post your box rec or post your pass book. If not, shut the fuck up. I mean, I'm not saying anything. If you have never fought before, that's fine. And you're an expert. There are a lot of experts who's never fought. And I'm not saying that. But don't tell me, well, I fought before, because I will call you out. And if you fought before and you have a 2-20 record, I'm going to make fun of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
When you tell the middleweight champion of the world, the former middleweight champion, that you know more about boxing than him, you're going to get called out. But also, too, where I'm talking about, too, guys, is when they say it's a count of 10, it's not a 10-second count. It's the count of 10. Jack Reese has always done this, and he's done it from the very beginning. He will count, and he will ask in the middle of the count, are you okay? Can you continue? 7, 8, 9, are you okay? Mm-hmm. And not everybody likes that, but there are referees who have done that.
Yes. Every referee is different.
But and then they said, well, they didn't go by the time clock. You do not have to go by the time clock. That time clock is for if the referee gets distracted moving the opposing fighter to the neutral corner, he knows where the count was at, so he can pick up the count. And
a lot of times, the timekeeper, the unofficial timekeeper on the outside of the ring could start the count, but the referee can override that, which I've seen. Mainly, it comes down to the referee in the ring. When he starts to count, the unofficial timekeeper is supposed to pick up off his count.
The referee can override the clock anytime he feels.
Anytime he wants to.
And then that was the argument with Jason. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. Do you know how many rules committees I've sat through, or how many, somebody like Christine Lopez who's on here, she will tell you how many, and how many rules meetings we've sat through where they've explained this to us over and over again.
The unofficial timekeeper doesn't come into the locker room before the fight and tell you that you get to the neutral corner because he will stop the clock. That is the referee, the main guy who comes in your locker room.
And then I heard this. Well, the referee has to move the guy. No, he don't. The referee does not have to physically touch the fighter to move him to the neutral corner. He has to stop the count.
Give a little push
and
or anything.
Point to that corner because he knows where he's supposed to be. It's in the rules meeting. Now, he's confusing with the amateur because they will help you to the neutral corner.
And that's what I'm going to go on. If Reese, if he actually did what he was supposed to do.
And move him, he would give
Fury would have been up on 6 or 7.
He'd have been up at 4.
Exactly.
That takes 8 seconds to move somebody across.
He didn't even watch Deontay Wilder get to the neutral corner.
Can I tell you something? This is Wilder's fault that Fury didn't stay down and lose his fight. Wilder started dancing like a fucking asshole. The minute he knocked him down, and it disrupted the count.
I said that. Absolutely did.
And you know what? Nobody wants to acknowledge that. Wilder could not control his emotions and started dancing around the ring like a fucking idiot, and it stopped his count for that moment.
And again, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we're on this conversation, and it's a shame that we have to, because it was such a great fight.
It was.
You know what I mean?
But that 8 count would have been a 12 count or a 13 count if he didn't start dancing halfway across the ring.
But even with that being said, no matter what, from the time that no referee does the count, start the count that quick, that I started that count on a roll counter,
Yes.
and he still beat the 10-second count.
Yes.
So it don't matter. The argument is moot. It goes for naught.
Hey, I wanted to say, Christine Lopez said, James Dominguez looking buff and stuff. Thank you, Christine. You always look great. And Justin said, James, you lost weight. You look great. Man, I've been losing weight all year. Nobody notices till now, do they?
They do.
How long have I been working, Telly? 14, 15 months?
Yeah, over a year.
Did you see that picture I sent you?
What, you?
The post-workout pic? Where I was still had the swole going? I still had post-swole?
Oh, yeah.
How come I can't look like that every
What time?
day?
Yeah, you said that to me at midnight. What time?
Oh, I took that earlier right after my workout.
Oh,
Like
okay.
10 minutes after. But
Me too.
how come I can't hold on to that? How come we can't hold on to that look every day after a workout, right? I'd walk around town that way.
Well, we got a bunch. Rick, I gave Wilder a 10-9 round in the 9th because Fury dominated most of the round.
I have to agree.
Um,
You know the one thing I've learned is not to argue with Rick about boxing, because 9 times out of 10 he's correct. You know what I mean?
He does know. H. Hassan says the ref did very well in the UK. That fight would have been ended so quickly. It may have.
Well, I think the UK, they're a little more safety prone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not anything bad about the UK, but the UK, they're more interested in a fighter's safety.
Oh, well, here's Ricky's being pissy. Ricky replies, or I got a comment. He says the judges would have done well in the UK too. The judges need to be investigated. Here, he's talking about the judges here.
I would agree.
I agree too.
I would agree.
And then H. Hassan goes, no, they would have ended the fight quickly
Where's this at? 'Cause I can't see
on
those.
YouTube.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
See, AJ versus Khan, the ref jumped in. The ref jumped. Is too quick to end the fight.
Thank you, Bobby. Joel had it 113-113. That's a weird fucking score. Joel, to get that score, Wilder would have had it be knocked down himself.
Wow.
Wilder would have had to have it knocked down himself. 113-113.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Wilder would have had to been dropped himself to get that score, or either Fury would have just totally dominated a 10-7 round. He would have made a 10-7 round to make that score. That just, you can't. That's a weird score. But
Do they still do 9/8?
yes, they can, but no judge ever does
But
it.
that's if you win the round but get a point taken off
Yes.
of you, so it becomes 9/8.
Yes.
Another one, does anybody do 10-10s anymore?
I don't see it, but they can.
Me either,
It's
that's
part of the
what I'm
rules.
saying.
It's part of the rules, but you can't.
Yeah, because it's a 10-point must scoring system.
Nobody does it though.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've seen 9-7 rounds. I've seen a dude get a point taken off and then drop his opponent two
twice,
times.
Yeah. Joel,
Press, do the math.
Do the math.
I did. Fury is 7-5. Fury is set 113-113. I didn't see the fight being that close.
No.
I didn't see it.
Well, 7-5, Fury is 113-113.
7-5 Fury won?
With the two 10-8 rounds.
Oh, I didn't count the knockdowns.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I never gone. Carry on. My bad. I wasn't thinking about the knockdown.
Yeah, you're right, John.
You're right, Joel. My bad. I forgot about the knockdown. I didn't count that into the score.
2 10-8 and then 3 10-9. Who had that?
I don't know.
You had Wilder with a total of 5 rounds.
Yeah, he did. Simon says,
I couldn't watch a fight with that person.
who's that?
The dude, if he had it, Joel.
Yeah.
2 10-8 and 3 10-9 for Wilder. What fucking fight was that?
I don't know.
That wasn't the Wilder Fury fight that I watched.
I had Wilder winning. I gave Wilder 3 rounds. Without the knockdowns. I had to give him 3 rounds without the knockdowns. And then with the knockdowns, obviously 10-8 rounds.
Yeah, Frank, I don't either. I mean, that 3rd round that I gave Wilder was actually being nice. It could have went either way. And again, I wanted to give Wilder rounds. I wanted to see Wilder win that fight.
Christine said I gave Wilder 6 and 2 knockdowns. I was being generous with 6. Christine did. Apart from the knockdowns, and the first knock could have even been an even round. Only after 1 round could rationalize. You know what? Wilder missed the majority of his punches. He missed almost everything he threw.
He did. I don't even see where. I mean, it really wasn't. It was like a fun fight for Fury, man. He besides getting dropped twice. Getting dropped twice, that's 4 rounds. So right there, you automatically give Wilder 4 rounds. And I gave him one again, being nice. 1 extra round. I don't see anywhere where it was a close fight or that Wilder even came close to winning. I don't.
Oh, she said round 6. She gave round 6 to him. She didn't say that she gave 6 rounds. Christine said she only gave round 6 to him and the knockdowns. Oh, yeah, that's what
well,
I
see.
That's yeah, okay. I understand, Christine. You know, John, the CompuBox, it's never accurate. No one can't. I think that's
like who's doing the CompuBox?
Yeah, I think it's they use computers now too. I think they use sensors and all, but it's not accurate. There's anything like that's up to error. And you know what the thing is? People always say, "Well, the judges in the CompuBox." The judges don't ever see the CompuBox. They don't know it. They don't see it. The only thing the CompuBox is for is for fans to argue.
And secondly, going on the CompuBox again. That has nothing to do with if a guy lands 200 more punches in a fight. That don't mean that he wins the fight because he's up on CompuBox. Because
you have to be effective.
Say the first 4 rounds or the first 7 rounds, the dude loses each round, all 7 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're kind of close to the other opponent outlands him by 50 punches or 10 punches or 12 punches, and then say the last 5 rounds, the other guy comes in and lands 400, that's losing a fight that already lost all 7 rounds, comes in and lands double the amount and wins the last 5 rounds, but he already lost 7 rounds. You can't go back and erase the scorecards. So the CompuBox goes for naught.
The punchline, I believe that's Amy. She said now Wilder saying he broke his arm 12 weeks before camp. His arm didn't look broken when he dropped Fury on his ass, right? It wouldn't have changed anything. It was bad. He didn't fight the way he was supposed to. Let me think here.
I seen something with Clarissa Shields.
I did too. I'm looking. Oh, Clarissa Shields and Ice Cube said Wilder got robbed. That's like a fight at recess where one guy's friend tells everyone that their boy won, regardless of what everyone else says. And Simon says Steve Kim calls Clarissa Shields Clarissa Shields, and it's true. You know what? We know the reason. Look, I'm going to say it. We know the reason why Clarissa Shields said that. Mm-hmm. Are you? Clarissa Shields says some of the dumbest shit ever, and for me. Like, I'm a big fan of her fighting, but she's the same person that spit on a journalist. And you don't do that. You don't spit on a journalist.
I agree.
She doesn't conduct herself like a champion. You know what I mean? That's why I don't give her very much attention. I don't talk about her fights because she doesn't conduct herself right.
The burrito.
Roger Romo said she's a racist. Oh, did somebody say that? Yeah, that's exactly it. Thank you, Roger.
Wow. The rematch would be Fury winning again unless Wilder changes.
I don't know. I don't think Mark Breland's doing a bad job with him. I just think that he would have been way worse without him.
I don't think it's enough to beat Fury. But I'm going to tell you now, though, we already seen what could happen, and that's why I wouldn't bet the fight, because if Fury don't get caught with those right hands, yes, I think he wins it again. But I'm just afraid to touch it because he got dropped twice in that fight. And if they fight again, he's going to get caught again, and this time he may not get up.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see this fight. I don't think we'll see. I don't think we'll see a rematch. I think Fury's going to. I think there's a bigger fight for Joshua for Fury. You know, for AJ now. I don't think Wilder wants that fight either.
I don't think, but Joshua won't take that. I don't think with Fury.
Yeah.
You think he will?
What, Joshua?
You think he'll take that fight?
I don't think it's going to be much of a choice. I don't think you're going to have much of a choice eventually. He's going to have to do something. You know, I don't think Eddie Hearn's going to sit very long and let Joshua pick like this.
I mean, I think it would still do really good over there in the UK if they had that fight.
Arthur says big time racist, tribal is not his best, and Simon says it's how it looks. You can't judge by CompuBox. Santos Cardona threw over 1,000 punches against Pernell Whitaker, but Whitaker did win, and I was at the Pacquiao Marquez fight. You can't tell me that. I got to push that. Pacquiao threw more punches. And it's true. You cannot go by CompuBox because it depends how the punches land and what effectiveness of the punches. That's why they call it punch effectiveness.
But going back on that too, though, what I'm saying is a guy can land a lot, beat you every round and only outbox you or outland you by 3 punches.
Right.
And then the guy who already lost 7 rounds and only got outlanded by 3 punches can turn around and outland you the last 5 by 40 punches.
Yeah.
And at the end of the fight, the guy that lost 7 rounds is going to have more lands, but it's too late because he already lost the 7 rounds. You cannot go back and erase the rounds.
It's true. Roger said Martha schooled Clarissa Shields in a video. And we're going to talk about Vostok, definitely, John. Save the best for last.
Ocasio says Crawford going to put Khan to sleep.
Well, that's what the theory is. I mean, but like Missouri says, show me, fucking show me. I'm not saying Crawford does not win because that's who I would bet my money on. I'm just saying it's not going to be what you think it is. Crawford has never fought anybody like Amir Khan yet. Nobody like him. The dude is bigger, much bigger. And let me explain. For the same reasons that everybody's saying Errol Spence will beat the fuck out of Mikey because of size, you're looking at that same size difference between Amir Khan and Terrence Crawford.
Yep. And listen, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's for anybody in the welterweight division.
Amir Khan walks around about 185 himself. He's
Yeah,
a big
I mean,
boy.
that's
Big boy.
Dangerous fight for anybody in the welterweight division.
And a guy that big, that tall, with speed. And you know what? I'm not saying that he's going to lose. I would pick Crawford. I'm just saying don't shit on Amir Khan for this fight. Kelly.
I agree.
Everybody we've ever talked to, right? Think about everybody that we've talked to. It's been a welterweight. Algieri, Porter, who else? A couple others. Mikey, who they say was the hardest puncher.
Khan.
They all said Amir Khan was the hardest puncher. Manny Pacquiao said the hardest he ever been hit was sparring Amir Khan. Chris Algieri said Amir Khan hit harder than Errol Spence. Mikey said sparring Amir Khan.
I just
hit
don't
hard.
see, like, if you follow boxing and people supposedly know it, I don't see where they don't realize it's about Khan. Like his boxing ability, his skills, his power. Like, where have you not picked that up?
They see his chin,
They see
him get knocked out against a guy like Canelo. You put anybody in there with fucking Canelo, it's gonna be curtains. It'll be curtains.
Not for me.
Joel said he just beat a one-leg Benavidez, and that one-leg Benavidez is better than anybody else in that division.
Absolutely. Doesn't show how each punch landed. A grazing punch is not equal to a flush shot. I agree. But again, I mean, the biggest part of the CompuBox, what I'm talking about, is the truth too, though. So. And
now Damon says Facebook box experts are now divisional weight differential experts too.
Yeah.
And here's what I made. Here's the point I made, Kelly. And I'm gonna put you on the spot for a second. Not all punchers are created equal. A guy like Chino Maidana was the hardest puncher in the welterweight division, arguably the hardest puncher at that time in the welterweight division. Correct?
Yeah.
When he fought Amir Khan, did he drop Amir Khan?
No.
No. Now listen, there's a big difference between a clubbing heavy puncher like Chino Maidana and a big, sharp, fast puncher. A snap puncher like Canelo Alvarez, right? Who was a bigger man? Now, the point I'm getting to is this. When Kelly fought Edison Miranda, he was the hardest puncher. Arguably, he was the hardest puncher in the middleweight division. He was what Gennady Golovkin was before he got there, punch-wise. He had 2 knockouts of the year. And how many straight knockouts did he have? I don't know. He put everybody on their back.
Oh, yeah. Knocked out Alan Green. Or beat Alan Green. Didn't knock him out.
Okay. And then...
Which was a big win.
Okay. And he was a big, heavy clubbing puncher. Okay? When he hit you, did he drop you at any point in the fight?
No.
No. But he hurt you. He hurt. The punches hurt.
It hurt my feelings.
It hurt your feelings, yes. Now, listen. Taylor was a hard puncher, but he was not Miranda puncher. No. But he was sharp and he was fast, like a lightning bolt. And when he hit you, he dropped you.
Yeah.
That was my point. Not all punchers are created equally, and it depends. And that's what I'm saying. Just because one guy knocked you out, don't mean the next guy is going to knock you out.
Exactly. Damon says David Reed punched harder than Trinidad.
Yeah, fuck, he did. Yes, he did.
He did, but 2 different types of punches.
Two different hard. David Reed was a clubbing heavy puncher.
Exactly. I was going to say.
And Trinidad was lightning in a bottle. Trinidad would hit you and snap your
with the hook that nobody's seen.
And because Trinidad had perfect technique. Yep. Trinidad would hit you and knock your brain forward, and you just go to sleep. When he hit Maurice Blocker, did you ever see a knockout like that? Jesus. Or William Joppi? And it just depends. And Crawford versus Aegis, you know what? If I was Crawford, I would not take that fight with Aegis Kavaluskas. Yeah. Aegis is another big guy.
I know Aegis.
Yeah, he wanted you to come watch his fight, you remember?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Marcus is on here. He says,
I love Marcus. He knows boxing, man.
Right, Damon. You 2 fight all the time.
I know, but that's why I like him, because you know what? We keep it real with each other.
I know. Oh, we busted his balls on Robert Easter.
Oh, yeah, but you know what? You know what? The one thing about him and those Marcus is he's not wrong very often. When he is, I'll get him on.
He's not as right as much as we are, but
Jamal Heffer said, refreshing to hear positive, well thought out views on Amir Khan. Thank you, Jamal. I appreciate it. And and I'm not saying that Amir Khan beats Crawford. I'm not, because Crawford to me is the best fighter in the world.
Tom. I always get into this with Tom Cordell.
Let's hear Tom's
He goes,
views.
Crawford, I'm laughing reading it. Crawford has too much skill for Khan. Khan will win some early rounds, but that's it. I believe Crawford stops in mid to late rounds. TKO. Okay, Tom, before I even read the rest of that, what fight have you ever seen Khan get outboxed?
Not once. Tom doesn't watch boxing all the time.
No, but that's why I want to ask him.
Yeah, I know.
And of all the good fighters he fought, which one? I'll wait for the reply back on that.
It's Googling right now.
Yeah.
No, and Russell James, what's your diet, losing weight? Oh yeah, I'm not really on a diet, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of I'm just eating clean. It's nothing like crazy. I just don't eat I don't eat junk food. I don't eat out a lot. I don't eat junk food, and I just try to stay pretty under a caloric deficit. And I lift every day. I work out every day. And Simon says, snappy timing shots versus hands of stone is different power, and the gloves too. Getting hit with the ray is like getting hit with a rock when a power puncher hits you with one. Exactly. And see, Simon, unless you've been in the ring in a fight or sparring, you don't know that. They think all punches are the same, and they're not. And I'm not saying, and you know what? Crawford is not that big, sharp, cracking puncher either. He's a heavy-handed clubbing guy. Crawford is.
Crawford got snapped too, though.
But it's not
that
like
straight left.
He does, but he's a heavy-handed guy. Crawford's one of those guys that will jab you and hurt you with any hand. He's a heavy-handed guy. And that also goes back to my Errol Spence thing. Errol Spence is a big, heavy-handed clubbing puncher. And that bodes more well for Mikey than it does him fighting a guy like Crawford or fighting a guy like Khan. You know what I mean? Because those guys will hit you and I don't know. And he was 6 rounds up. Khan was when he got knocked out.
That's
5
what I'm
rounds
saying.
out.
So, like, to say, like, skill set, I don't know, where you got that at, buddy. I truly don't.
Yeah, the skill set. Amir Khan is. Yeah. If Amir Khan had it, you know what? If Amir Khan had a great chin or even a decent chin,
pound for pound,
you would say Crawford who? You would see Spence who?
Man, me and you are pulling a bunch of stutters today.
What?
Me and you, we're having a hard time getting some of our words out.
I know, man.
I'm just stuttering like fucking crazy.
So I don't watch all of his fights, but he had 5 losses for a reason, champ.
Yeah, but he got caught.
He never lost the fight.
Yeah, he was up on the cards, like winning, and he got knocked out by some big power punchers too.
Every one of them could punch.
Yeah, so like saying getting outclassed on, that's all I'm saying. Like Khan's probably got the fastest hands in the sport, along with Gary Russell and Lomachenko, and Carl Crawford's up there definitely too. But like I'm saying, I'm not picking Khan to win the fight either. But I don't see him getting outboxed and like whipped. I don't see him getting embarrassed.
And Russell James, what are you? You are what you eat. Cool, keep it up. Thank you. Frank says Khan's hand and foot speed is awesome. His downfall is that he gets predictable and able to be timed, and I agree with that. I would agree with Frank. But also, I'm going to say this. Amir Khan hiring Joe Goossen is an amazing, amazing pickup. Because Joe Goossen will bring out the best in you. He brings out the best in every fighter. If you look at all his fighters, they did the best with Joe Goossen.
Yep.
And so Joe Goossen will change the timing of that. Will change his timing. Roger
Is
slapping.
Okay.
Tom says he is getting stopped. Okay.
He may. You know what? He may. I mean, it's happened one too many times with him, and I can't argue that.
King, it's not official, but they do have a March 23rd date available for that. And right now, I guess the promoters were saying that Brooke has pretty much priced himself out for that fight already with Khan, and the next available fight was the Top Rank one to make it with Khan. There's a misconception. Simon says there is a misconception of Khan. Prescott beat a weight drained Khan, and then Garcia landed that left hook, and Canelo landed that right. 3 knockout losses. They make it sound like you just have to
touch him and he goes.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Augie Sanchez syndrome. He was the 125 king in Nevada in my era, but because of knockout losses, the thought was that all you have to do is catch him. That's very true.
Yep, and that is true. And
Darren, do you think that Fury is the last man standing in the heavyweight division?
I don't know. To be
honest with you, I can't put him up there right now as 1 or 2 top heavyweight.
He's had 2 fights, Joel, in the past 2 years. Amir Khan has.
Yeah.
And so he,
Oh, I thought he was going to
oh
still
no. So Joel said how active he's had 2 fights, and that's pretty much the average for most champions or high paid guys.
And John says that I agree with Simon. Khan won all 12 rounds with Maidana, never hit the ground once, and that's huge. You go to distance with Maidana.
Also, he dropped Maidana,
Yeah.
which that don't fucking happen very often. And a body shot, and I'll tell you what, you don't drop Maidana on a body shot or a head shot. He just don't get dropped. And Khan hurt him.
And Anthony says, I think this is a dangerous fight for Crawford. And that's what I think
agree,
what we're
Anthony.
saying.
I agree. It's a dangerous fight. But also on the same token, it's exactly what boxing needs right now.
I agree with that too. You know, the only thing though, I don't know if Khan, people haven't seen him fight. He's been inactive.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, you have to know. I think those knockout losses, like to the average person, are like, oh, he's not good.
Yeah.
He's no good.
And he
got knocked out. Again, you can't go by that.
I got a question for Justin. Justin, where'd you get those big son of a bitch and Diet Mountain Dews at? Those are fucking hard to find.
Yeah. They usually don't have them.
I know they don't have them that big.
This must be new within the last like 2 weeks.
Dude, you know,
They had them last week.
do you know what'd be the tits if they had big Diet Dr. Peppers like that?
Or I like nobody ever has it, but the Diet Code Red Mountain.
Yes. Or Diet A&W cream soda.
Oh,
Diet cream soda, man. Or I've seen Diet root beer, but Diet cream soda, you get
I just have a hard time finding cream soda anywhere.
Kroger's has it in the and so does Giant Eagle in the 12 in the Diet cream soda in the 12 packs. Joe Albrecht says South Side. I'm not going. Are you crazy, Joe? I'm not going to the South Side. I'm not going to get killed on Boston Avenue for a fucking
East Philadelphia.
Hey, I was going to ask Joe.
Waves.
I got a question for Joel. Joel, where you been at the gym, buddy? I've been looking for you.
You know, he's asking for Mike and Herm.
Oh, you know what?
Joel only works out for like a month and then he's done 2 months.
Roger said, I'll give you some cream soda, Kelly. That cochino.
Yeah,
cochino. Hey, we're going to be in California the 7th through the 12th.
Yes, we is.
7th through the 12th, we're going to be in California. We're going to be hanging out with the Romo. Oh, Damon's not going to New York with us, by the way.
Why?
He said he had something come up for work. He wasn't able to make it, so.
Yeah, he's a liar.
No, he's not. He works like 7 days a week now.
Joel's been sick for a month and a half.
Joel, you've been sick for a month and a half? Oh, man.
Khan went back to back with Peterson, Medina, and Alexander in the prime. Think about that. Very good point.
Yes. Canelo did some great body work with Khan, so Bud doesn't have to immediately go for the kill. He can be aggressive. And I agree 100%, because that's how you beat a guy like Khan. You take your time.
Exactly.
And the one thing about Crawford is, he's an amazing tactician and he's smart.
That's why I'm saying he's not going to go in and whip Khan, but he could outbox or outpoint him because he also has the speed to keep up with Khan.
Yes.
He does.
You got a question on yours? You got to ask? Oh,
no.
John says.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, you do. I'll get a John's question in a minute.
Steve Z. Khan was on shaky legs late in the fight. I give him credit for continuing after he got rocked against Maidana.
And everybody gets rocked by Maidana. He was such a I'm going to tell you, I've been in camp with Maidana personally, and I've seen the damage he did to sparring partners. And if you ever want to question this, you can go to Robert Garcia Robert Garcia goes live every day now. Have you seen that?
I've seen that.
Go to Robert and ask him how many sparring partners came into camp with Maidana and never came back. There are people that actually left camp against Maidana, multiple guys, and never came and picked up their gear. Now, you are dealing with the bad boy when he beats the shit out of you so bad that you leave your winning gear there. Because how much does a set of winning gear cost? $2,000, $1,700 to $2,000 for the headgear, the gloves, and the groin protector. And you leave your gear and you refuse to come back and get it. Now you're dealing with a guy that can crack, and that's what I'm talking about. John says this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kelly.
Damon, Khan has boxed under Roach, Hunter, and now Goosen. The man can box. Yeah, and obviously that goes to show you the training that he's had and the knowledge that he has gained from each trainer.
And I'm happy Damon brought that up.
And then any discussion on the upcoming fights in New York this weekend?
Can I leave the question, John? Quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I know you guys are friends with Mikey. Do you think he can beat Spence? What's your prediction? I'm going to tell you what. Spence is a big man. Spence is an incredible young fighter. He is what boxing needs today. Right now, personally, I have the fight 50-50. For me to say Mikey beats up Errol Spence would be hypocritical, just like me saying that Lomachenko beats Mikey. It's the same theory, a big man over a smaller man. But I am saying this. Mikey Garcia has the experience factor. And Mikey Garcia does not do anything great. He does everything well.
Yeah.
And that's a difference. Errol Spence does not do everything well yet. He's not there yet. And I can let Kelly finish this. There's a big difference between 21 fights and 40 fights.
Yeah, and going on that point of it, it's good. Not one fighter comes in and does anything spectacular early on, where they're going to blow the other guy out.
They're both slow starters.
They're slow starters. They like to figure each other out, and they're going to have to in this fight because it's going to be a chess match. I think the issue is going to come down to later in the fight with the size and things like that. So it's a hard fight to really pick. I think it's going to be closer than what people think.
Yes,
I really do.
I think Mikey says he sees something in Errol Spence that he can. I don't see it. I'm not that boxing savvy to see what Mikey sees. I'm not even going to pretend I do. But maybe you do.
I don't, because I'm not looking for it though.
But if you were, like, do you know what I think it is? Me personally, from what I've watched, I've literally watched hundreds of rounds over and over again of both guys, and I will tell you what the weaknesses of both guys I think they are, and tell me if you disagree. I'll start with Mikey. Mikey does not go to the body, and not as much as he should, and he should. Mikey tends to stay in the pocket just a little too long for me, and that's a weakness. But Mikey's strengths now are his timing. His timing's perfect. His timing might be the best in the sport. His footwork is flawless, and it's not fancy, but he's always in the right spot at the right time.
Makes the correct steps.
And what he does is, against the southpaw, the way Mikey, now watch this, guys. I want you to do me a favor. The way Mikey sets his body up and sets his feet up, it takes away Errol Spence's straight left hand because of the way he sets himself. And it takes away that southpaw left.
Yep, but the thing is going to be for Mikey in that fight is to go to the body.
Yes.
Smartly. But Mikey don't go to the body, and I don't know if he's in a habit or if he could get in a habit of working on that in one camp.
That's the thing. Because, like I was saying, Kelly, Errol Spence's strengths are this. His body punching is the best in the sport. He's the best body puncher that I've seen, and he will wreck your day.
And he will hit Mikey to the body.
He will. And another thing about Errol, he's strong. He's cock strong, and he knows how to use his strength to his advantage. He will push you, and he will pressure you. Because he's not afraid to throw punches. We know that. But now, Errol Spence's weaknesses are this. He doesn't move his head. His defense is very, very suspect. He's not shown a bad chin because he hasn't fought anybody that can test that chin yet. He doesn't move his head, and he doesn't move his feet well. And I think that's huge.
Roscoe says, Mike Garcia will most definitely land on Errol Spence, but Spence's punches will decide the fight. That could be a possibility, Roscoe. It's hard to say that won't happen due to the fact of the natural size difference. And not only natural size difference, but being the fact that Errol Spence is a power puncher and heavy-handed.
Frank says, Mike is a better boxer, but we have weight class for a reason. Absolutely. That's why when Pacquiao came up to De La Hoya, he destroyed him. Or how about when Duran came up
to
welterweight?
Or welterweight, and he finished that middleweight.
Yeah, or let's go back to this. Let's go, you know what I mean? Let's go back to Aaron Pryor even. I mean, let me tell you, I understand about the weight classes, and I'm not arguing with you, but I'm saying sometimes talent overrides that. Sometimes, and if you don't think Mikey has the power to hurt Errol Spence, you are crazy.
Yeah, you can't hang your hat on the fact that because the weight classes and that Errol Spence is a big 147. Because as James mentioned, I mean, Pacquiao came up from what, 112, 115? And look how high he went and knocking people out.
Oscar weighed less than Manny because he cut to nearly nothing to that fight. But what did he come from? And this is Frank says Mikey was tiny at 140. Mikey is not a tiny guy. Yeah. Kelly, what does Mikey walk around at?
180.
180, not a tiny guy.
But still going on that. But you can't use that either where they walk around at, though. You can't. You got to go on who they fight, where they've been fighting at, what they're used to fighting at.
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't matter, but I'm saying he's not a small guy.
No, he's not. So that's what I'm saying. But a lot of these guys came up from lower. What Pacquiao again, 115, and I think he's smaller than Mikey Garcia. So you can't hang your hat on that. But I'm going to say though, on behalf of this, that because Spence is so big and being at 147, a big 147, who can hit hard, it makes it that much more interesting. The tactical fight, and the reason why I have it closer than I should is because again. There's not like Spence is the type of guy that comes out and goes for the kill early on and could really use that weight advantage to his favor.
Yes.
He don't do that. He comes out, he tries to figure the other guy out, and so does Mikey. So that means the fight's going to drag on longer. That also means that Mikey has more time to figure out Earl Spence and adjust and do things to get away from that power.
So,
not saying that he is, but he has more time, and it makes the fight that much more interesting when you have those two type of styles going against each other.
well, do you remember this conversation, Kelly? I mean, and I hate to bring him up again, but we did. And Damon Martinez was there, and there was a few other people there that night. Dave Delvio. We were with Chris Algieri at one of the fights he was at.
Yeah.
And we asked, how hard did Mikey hit? What did he say? He said that dude hit hard. Everybody. He said the only person that hit harder than Mikey was Amir Khan, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he already had fought Spence. This is post Spence. And he wasn't shitting on Spence.
But I can't, that's going on too, though, the sparring. I can't, it's hard. I mean, fights, it's different. It's a different ball game.
It is.
I'm not going to go on what fighter told me.
I'm not, but I know, but the fighters are usually a good gauge on when they're talking about it. You remember who hit you hard and who didn't.
Yeah, but I mean, I just think the whole point of that fight is, the size kind of gets thrown out, at least for the first 7 rounds.
Yeah.
Because of the styles, because of the way they fight.
Damon says, Rudy brought up Khan too. The man is known in the gym for being a G. And you know what? That's true. Even Rudy brought him up. Yeah, Algieri did win this weekend. We were supposed to go there. But the
pack was only 4 when he started his boxing career.
That's not the issue. That's his problem for moving up. You know what I mean? When Manny Pacquiao was 4'11", that's his issue. Yeah. However, he got from 93 pounds to 154 at one point, or 147, 140.
But he did it.
That's open to conjecture how he got there, but he did.
He did.
And I'm not going to, that's a disadvantage. No.
And he beat big guys,
yes.
5'11" big guys. De La Hoya. So, again, we can't go on that.
Tom says, I think Josh Kelly is the real deal. I've been following him for about 4 years now. What do you think of him, champ? What do you think of Josh Kelly?
I don't know. That's another one of them guys.
I think he needs to quit being Roy Jones and be Josh Kelly.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's flashy. He looks like he's got the ability, but we don't know. Yeah, that's what I mean. I cannot put anything out there until he fights somebody. I'm sorry.
People are like, hey, Jay, what do you think about Caleb Plant? I like Caleb Plant, but I haven't seen him fight nobody.
Yeah, like Billy Joe Saunders. There's another one. He fought one guy, and I tell you what, he did fairly good against him, who had fought some other people, but even him. And that goes on to Charlos again, too. Like, I cannot put any grade out there right now until I see them fight somebody of worth.
Yes, until they fight somebody. Roger says he beat them with speed. I think Mikey needs to work on speed. And, and I would agree, Roger, and I think Mikey's won a lot of his fights is by his great timing. Great timing.
Is good speed. It's hard to really work on your speed, too. I mean, again, that comes down to fast twitch muscle. Can you make it a little better? Yeah.
You can improve a little bit, but you're never going to, he's not going to wake up tomorrow and be Amir Khan.
Unless you force yourself to be fast, and now you take power off your punches. So it's hard. I think he just goes and fights a smart fight like he always does. He'll be fine.
It says, I wonder how many years it has been since Mikey lost. Mikey lost last fight at 15 years old. When his last fight was, he lost to Crawford in the amateurs. Sure. That was his last loss at 15. But all he does and knows how to win. Like Andre Ward, he just finds a way. So does Spence. But the Olympics is just a few years removed from the last time Spence tasted defeat. That being said, my initial prediction would be leaning for a Spence win, but never count a determined fight like Mikey. And that's my thing too. I don't know where I'm going to go with this fight, and I think closer to the fight night I will. I know people are thinking, oh, you're leaning towards Mikey. No, I love Mikey. We're close to him, but that's not how shows are ran. Yep. We can't do a show called the Mikey Show.
I'm sure, like if I was fighting 160 and I'm close with Mikey, if I was still at middleweight and I was fighting the big cruiserweight,
Usyk.
and I jumped up to fight him, which is kind of comparable with the height and everything else. I'm sure Mikey's going to go like, oh, shit, Kel, who's going to win that fight? Mikey's going to be like, I mean, it is what it is.
Anthony People says, Mikey can't work on speed. Anthony, you know, to a certain point you can, but you're never going to wake up being somebody you're not. But Roger, I will say this, Roger's reputation is amazing. He's worked with Lomachenko, he worked with Usyk, he's worked with Vostok. Everybody in the sport, in the Russians and those Ukrainians and Kazakhs, he's worked with them all. And so, you know, if Roger's saying that you can work on these things, I'm going to take him at face value on this because he's worked with these guys for years. Mm-hmm. He said, Roger said, you could work on speed. That's what strength and conditioning coaches are for. Punching underwater, doing drills for reflexes. Underwater training, I agree. But you can improve. You can improve. But you cannot change.
A little bit, but it won't turn you from me to Meldrick Taylor. Or
you to Gary Russell Jr.
Yeah, Gary Russell. But absolutely, you can work on it.
Just like you can't
power.
If you can't punch, if you're not a puncher, if you're Paul Spadafora, you're not going to wake up tomorrow as
knock people out.
You're not going to wake up as Roberto Duran. You can improve a little bit, but you're never going to get.
So again, I think that's where this fight comes down to Mikey's timing, and his footwork.
Timing is also a gift.
Timing's
a gift. Damon says Mikey is some of the fastest timing. I agree. His timing is impeccable. Mikey will punch at the same time you punch, and he will get there because he finds a shorter route to the punch. And that's a lot of things that people don't look at. It's not how fast the bullet leaves the chamber. It's how fast it gets to his target. Yeah. And Mikey finds different angles to hit you with that beats you to the punch. And you know another guy that does that is really well, and I'm going to tell you who does it well.
Well, Roger, I agree with you 100%. I'm not arguing with you, homie. You do your thing with top athletes.
Yes, we're not arguing.
Yeah, I mean, he is going to have to be faster, but I also think that what's really going to work is what got him there is his timing, because that could make up for the speed. And again, even on that too, though, Mike, it's not like Mikey's fast.
Yes.
Mikey's got fast punches, so it's not that easy.
Well, and Roger can answer this too. Mikey and Lomachenko do one thing the same. They find short routes to land punches.
Exactly.
They don't take that long. They don't take that long jab route. No, they'll step inside a little bit and they'll throw an up jab. You know what I mean? And it shortens the distance by an inch or two, that will beat you to. They will turn their hip just a little more and add 2 inches to a jab.
Man, fuck, I'll even go on a distance to bring up Hopkins. Just not my fight, but just all his fights. Hopkins was fast. He was a fast guy.
But his timing.
But Hopkins did things that wasn't flashy. He would make that step at the last second and smother your punches. And he would throw that punch over the overhand right coming in and catch you. Just things like that. So that's kind of what Mikey does. Yes. Mikey's on the same page of making those right moves that could make up for the speed gap or for the power or for the defense.
Yes.
The reflexes by making those right steps and movements.
Greg Richards said, he killed Salido with timing. He did. But also what killed Salido in that fight was he never backed. He stayed in the pocket. You cannot stay in the pocket with a guy like Mikey because he will hit you. And Salido had that habit that Mexican fighters get. Not all of them, but a lot of the Mexican fighters, they lean that chin over their knee. And when you do that, it disconnects. It disconnects from your brain just a little bit, and you're more susceptible to knockout when that chin goes past your knee. That's why you always hear old-time coaches say, get your chin behind your knee, because they're telling you for that reason.
Well, that should be kind of already.
But you'll hear it.
You know, that's another thing, too, going on that with trainers in boxing. It's just like in golf, you know what I mean? Like even if you're Phil Mickelson or Tiger Woods, that's why you have a golf coach that goes into the driving range with you and watches your swing, because you could pick up bad habits that you don't even know you're picking up.
Yes.
Same thing in baseball. That's why you have a batting coach or a pitching coach. They're not there to teach you how to throw, especially when you're at the major league level. But you should pick up little habits that would be hard to get back out of. And that's what they do. And that's where along the line that coaches should come in when you have a guy doing that. That should have been picked up early on because it's very noticeable. I
agree. John Freeze, that's how Mikey dropped Lipinets. His right hand got there faster. Right, John, and exactly right. You noticed it too. But here's what I'm saying too. Before we talk about Mikey can't punch at this weight, let's talk about Lipinets coming in the ring that night at 162. He was 162 pounds at fight night. And Mikey was, 140? 142, 143, not very big. No, he was 147. He was a welterweight that night. Lipinets went, and he dropped, and he hurt Lipinets. And so I'm saying the punching power's there.
Damon says Luis Ortiz fought.
He did, and he looked good.
He did good. That dude's dangerous to anybody with his punching power at that weight class. So he's still in the mix.
Hey,
easily, definitely.
Let's go to Vostok.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about the man. Let's talk about Vostok, and that's your buddy. That's your buddy. He wanted. Remember, he had you come see one of his first pro fights, didn't he?
Yep. Fight, man. Put it that way. He could hit.
You know, the thing is, I've seen people shit on Vostok this week. Oh, he should have killed Adonis. He should have beat Adonis Steven. Let me tell you what, Adonis Steven is an old pro, man.
Adonis Steven is bad.
But they're saying, oh, well, he got hurt by Adonis. Adonis Stevenson can punch. And the last thing that any fighter loses is what?
Power.
Power. The first thing to go is speed and timing. The last thing to go is power.
So first, you're fighting a dangerous puncher. You're going to play a little different. He did a great job.
Vostok has that habit of being a slow starter.
Yeah.
He starts and he gets better and better.
I realize in a sport that people will talk shit on anything. That they don't like that guy for their reason for not liking him.
Well, and I'll tell you, Roger Romo's watching right now. Roger has worked with Vostok for a few years until he moved to Teddy Atlas. So Roger is an expert when it comes to Vostok. And another thing, I've seen a lot of people. My mind just slipped. Who did Vostok fight? What was his name?
Thanks, Scott.
Who did Vostok fight? I can't think of
Adonis.
Adonis Stevens. I'm sorry. My mind just went blank, guys. I've seen people shit on Adonis and say they hope he dies. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Not you guys. I'm talking about people in general. They said, well, he was a pimp and he beat women. And look, he served his time for whatever the case is. And do I agree with him? Do I even like him? No. But you don't wish death on somebody.
No.
That is a bullshit thing to say.
Especially you're paying to see him fight. You watch his fights. You take a time out of your day, out of your life to watch him fight.
Yeah.
And then you turn around. Why would you even give him if you hated him bad, you think he should die, why would you even give him the benefit of watching him perform while he's making millions of dollars in front of your nose?
Scott Marion says, great stuff, gang. Guys, thank you, Scott. And hey, shout out to Swarm Fight Club in Cleveland, Ohio. They have a good little MMA team going. They're getting stronger and stronger and better. And I just want to give them a shout out and say, hey, great job, guys. And hopefully I can get in there with you guys sometime.
John, Vostok boxes extremely well. He moves well. He can take a punch. And he has power to turn out your lights. Absolutely, John.
I agree. Again, John knows what he's talking about. Davidson Vostok did so much subtle shit and they're shut down. Stevenson, it was elite level boxing. Yep. And that is what those Russian guys. They're so elite and they're subtle in what they do.
It's amazing how they changed that around too. How they used to be a lot of Eastern Europeans, they're tall, awkward, stand straight up, stiff. Frustrated you, but they were awkward. Well, but now you're seeing these guys, they're better athletes than the American fighters.
In the 70s, 80s, and 90s, Russian fighters, Ukrainians, they were jokes. I mean, I'm going to be honest. In the amateurs, they were strong and they were conditioned, and they would beat you by those attributes. And somewhere in the 2000s, they made a flip. And it wasn't the same guys. When I used to fight the Germans, when I was in Germany, it was the same. They were strong and they were conditioned. And for you to beat them, you had to be in better condition. If not, they were going to run you over. It's the same thing. And somehow the Russians did something that the Cubans did not do. The Russians said, we need to change the way we do business. The Cubans have never done that.
Well, but the Cubans, athletically wise and speed and skill, was ahead of the Russians, though.
Yes.
And the Ukrainians. They were. So they didn't have much to work on. I mean, their guys were going in, they were boxing.
Exactly.
The Russians just, I think it's more their strength and conditioning, the sports science, and everything else behind what they have done with these guys.
And also,
or just finding the athletes.
Marcus, Ohio runs boxing. It's disgusting when people's happy that he's in the hospital because of what he did in the past. People like that aren't real boxers. I agree. And Roger said, and Vostok had to get used to a new trainer. Honestly, Teddy made a big difference. Even if it was just hyping him up, he started doing some Loma boxing, stepping to the left,
and took it straight left away.
And took it. And I agree. And J.R. Roca says, big fan of Kelly Pavlik. He's not our president. He's a fighter.
Exactly.
And Pravat.
Well, he's a fighter. I don't take away from what he has done. I read some of the stuff, and it was true what he was charged with.
Yes.
And it is horrible. I mean, it's putrid.
It's not for me to judge.
But like what me and James were saying, but you don't wish death on somebody. and it happened 20 some years ago. The guy changed his life. Give him a shot. I'm sure you don't know him. He probably feels horrible about the stuff he did, or he may not. But either or, we don't know to wish that on him.
Situation.
So.
Also, too, to say Stevenson was put in a induced coma. He was in critical condition. He's been upgraded. He's been upgraded now to stable condition, and which is good, man. And send your positive prayers and your good thoughts out to him, because, I mean, at the end of the day, he's a human being, and he was there, and he's there
for our
entertainment. Same time.
Exactly.
Same time.
We got about 3 minutes.
We do.
Up, guys.
But and then let's talk about next week.
Well, wait a minute. I didn't know that.
What?
Did you guys see the scorecards before the knockout? One judge had Stevenson up 6 points.
I did not see the scorecards.
Wow.
They didn't even. Well, that's judging for you guys.
Wow. Stevenson was cracking Vostik early rounds 1 through 3.
He did it because Vostik's a slow starter.
Well, that goes to show you if he was cracking him, his chin.
Yep.
Also.
He didn't go anywhere.
Mm-mm.
Javier said, just noticed the West Side Barbell shirt.
What's that?
Javier Gutierrez said, just noticed the West Side Barbell shirt.
Compliments on my buddy.
The scorecards were terrible. Damon says Stevens cracking. Vostik early 1 to 3 with that straight left. Vostik took note. Teddy gave him adjustments, took it away. Sugar Hill was giving great advice. Stevens. Well, Sugar Hill is a great trainer, and he was a great replacement for Emmanuel Stewart. And they did fight in Canada. Roger's right. They did fight in Canada. Mm-hmm. You get a fair shake. That's like fighting in Germany.
Stevenson, I thought that
or
fight
Texas
was going to be over a little earlier, though.
Yeah, I did too. I did too. I thought
Stevenson looked like shit against Badou Jack.
He did. Teddy Atlas always talks about criminal scorecards, though. Teddy Atlas is a fucking huge whiner. So let's talk about next week before we get off here. We're going to be in New York this weekend for Lomachenko Pedraza. How do you got that one going? Can you
5, 6?
Can you say whitewash?
Yeah, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
See, quitting on a stool, or getting stopped with a body shot,
or just a knockout. But at least we're there for pizza.
Yeah.
And we get to see some of our buddies.
Are we going to Angelo's?
Of course. Oh, we got to hit that Argentina steakhouse too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we do.
The one in Queens that Rudy was talking about. Yep. And your old cut man, what's his name?
Oh, Miguel Diaz.
Yeah, Miguel Diaz said that we got to go to the one in Queens. Hey, Patricia. And then
thanks, John. We appreciate it, bud. Thanks, Damon.
And Damon said, sorry, I can't get there and get down. I'm saving up for Texas. No problem with that. And thank you, John. I appreciate it. Thank you, William. You all need to go to Carmine's. Where is that at, King? Kelly's more of a New York guy than I am.
Carmine's. Ooh. What is that? That sounds like it's an Italian restaurant.
Yes, like we don't have 20 of those here.
Yeah. And listen, don't knock the Italian food here. It's all Italian food.
Virgil Ortiz is watching. Before we go, let's give a shout out. Virgil Ortiz Jr. will be fighting December 16th. Without a doubt, our favorite prospect in the sport and one of the best prospects in the world right now. And we expect nothing but world championships out of him. And
hey, Virgil, I hate to ask you, homie, but I'm going to sport it. I need another shirt, too. I'll send you the money.
Yeah, we'll send you the money, Virgil.
We'll tell Robert to give it to me.
Yeah. Darren said, are you guys recording a podcast in New York or doing any kind of meet and greets? Going to fight? Darren, yes, we will be doing. Kelly is always there to meet people in New York. And we're gonna do a pre-show, aren't we? We always do one.
Yes.
We're gonna do a pre-show, Darren. We will post where the pre-show is gonna be at, the date when we get there. But yes, Kelly's always there to meet everybody, and that would be great.
James, you look great, Carnal.
Thank you for the hard work. Kelly Lucas Wall. Thank you, Roger, and I love you, bro, and I look forward to seeing you next month.
Thanks, Roger. It's all my Russian vitamins.
I look forward to seeing you. Italian food, amazing. Just King inbox us the address. Israel Vasquez.
He did. He said, where was that at? Inside, where the fuck did I just go? He sent the address. 44th between 7th and Broadway.
That's only 10 blocks from Madison Square Garden. We're good.
Yeah, and that's only less right by that Angelo's too.
Let's hit it up then.
Kinda.
We'll hit it up then.
Justin, you wanna go? I know we can't pull you away from your fam all the time.
Your family. Bring the family.
Streets.
Yes, I can. Those are good kids. Hey, I want to shout out to Gina.
Hi, Gina.
But also, Gina had worked her first fight as part of the Texas Boxing Commission. Now, Gina did work last week for the Texas Boxing Commission. Her first fight.
Oh, sweet.
So we knew she'd go on to great things.
Good job, Gina.
Good job, Gina.
Congratulations too on everything, Eddie. Kelly, ever been in a fist fight since you've been retired?
Anybody?
No, not at all. Not yet.
Not even close.
I'm waiting though.
Oh, you've been waiting like a vulture for it, huh?
A couple faces I want to smash in.
You've been waiting like a vulture.
I want to propose a punchline special. Friday night, I'll put a camera on you guys, and you guys can babysit my kids so my wife and I can go out in New York.
Hey, no, tell him if he pays for our hotel room, we'll do it.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. I bet you can't handle it.
I bet we could.
You know, all kidding aside, I probably would, but we're not going to be inside the hotel probably Friday night. I think that's the night with we might go try to hang out with
Dave Delzio.
Delzio
And Chris Santos.
Let's
welcome,
see.
Gina.
You know what? You're gonna make me feel bad. That's horrible.
We can do it. I think we can babysit. I think we can do it.
Can.
Dude, we'll just get. You know what?
Yeah. How old are the kids? They can go across with us.
Bro, hey, NyQuil and chocolate milk mix.
My kids are damn near 13 and 10 now.
She let you babysit the boys.
I got.
They made it. My daughter made it 13, all the way to 13 years old with me watching.
Mine's 14 and 12. I know. They made it.
You guys really want to.
Of course.
We'll talk about this.
Thank you, Joel. Appreciate it. Hey, and I appreciate Joel. You fixing my scoring. It means a lot. Thank you so much. And hey, guys, great show today, Kelly.
Yep. Very good.
And we will see you guys Tuesday with post-fight from Lomachenko.
Yep. Get on YouTube, subscribe, share, like, ring the bell.
And then also go to Facebook and go to our webpage, punchline.live. Go to our webpage. It has our stories. And also, let's talk about January before we go. We will be going to camp with Mikey Garcia.
Yes, we
live.
will.
We're going to go to camp with Mikey Garcia live. And we're going to also, we have a special surprise with Rudy Hernandez too. But
yes.
We cannot say, but it's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world we're going to camp with.
We're still working on the Tony Hinchcliffe.
Tony Hinchcliffe and Joe Rogan coming up January. And hey guys, hey, thank you, Scott. I appreciate it.
And stick around. We will see y'all next week.
Have a good week.
Or pre-fight, not even a week. Bye.